You were so close. Maybe it was a business idea you had for years, and just when it started working, you stopped showing up. Maybe it was a relationship that was genuinely good, and you picked a fight for no reason and watched it fall apart. Maybe it was a diet, a discipline, a habit, and the moment you actually started seeing results, something in you hit the brakes, and you told yourself it was bad timing, or you weren't ready, or it just wasn't meant to be. But here's the truth nobody wants to say out loud. You didn't fail. You stopped yourself. And the terrifying part? You probably didn't even realize you were doing it. Today, we're going into the real reason why. And I promise you, by the end of this video, you're going to see yourself in ways that will make everything start to make sense. Let's start by getting one thing straight. Self-sabotage is not stupidity. It is not weakness. And it is definitely not something that only happens to unmotivated people. Some of the most talented, driven, intelligent people on this planet are quietly destroying their own lives, one decision at a time. And they have absolutely no idea it's happening. Here's the definition that actually makes sense. Self-sabotage is when your actions contradict your goals. When what you do is in direct conflict with what you say you want. You say you want to build something. Then you procrastinate for weeks. You say you want to be closer to people. Then you pick a fight the moment things get real. You say you want to be healthy. Then the second your body starts changing, you celebrate with the exact habits that got you stuck in the first place. The reason this is so confusing and so painful is that self-sabotage is almost never conscious. Nobody wakes up thinking, I'm going to ruin my progress today. Your brain does it quietly, behind the scenes, while you're looking the other way. Neuroscientists describe self-sabotage as a form of protective behavior. Your brain's number one job, above happiness, above success, above anything you actually want, is survival. And somewhere along the way, your brain decided that success was dangerous. Let me say that again because it's important. Your brain decided that your success, was a threat, and it's been protecting you from it ever since. So where does this come from? Because you weren't born afraid of your own potential. Nobody is. This gets built, layer by layer, usually starting way before you were old enough to understand what was happening. Think about the environment you grew up in. Was love conditional? Did you have to perform, get good grades, stay quiet, not cause problems to feel safe or accepted? Did you watch someone you loved try and fail and get destroyed by it? Did that teach you that trying was dangerous? Were you ever told, directly or through silence, that people like you don't get to have those kinds of things? These experiences don't just live in your memory. They get written into your nervous system. They become the operating rules your brain runs on. What psychologists call schemas. Internal rules about how the world works and what you deserve in it. And here's what's cruel about schemas. They follow you into your adult life, into your career, into your relationships. Even when the original threat is long gone. Even when you're in a completely different environment, around completely different people. Your brain is still running the old program. It's still protecting you from dangers that don't exist anymore. And every time you get close to something real, something that could actually change your life, that old program kicks in. And it finds a way to stop you. Not because you're broken, because you learned a long time ago that it wasn't safe to succeed. Now let me show you the 4 most common disguises self-sabotage wears. Because most people never recognize it. Because it never looks like what it is. Number 1, procrastination. And I don't mean normal procrastination. I mean the specific kind that shows up right when something matters most. The project that could change your career, you haven't started it. The email that could open a huge door, still sitting in your drafts. The idea you're most excited about, you've been almost ready for 8 months. Here's what's actually happening. Procrastination is your brain's way of avoiding the judgment that comes with actually trying. Because if you never fully try, you never fully fail. And you can always tell yourself, I could have done it if I'd really gone for it. It's not laziness. It's a shield. A very expensive shield. Number 2, perfectionism. Perfectionism sounds like a compliment, like you just have high standards. But perfectionism is self-sabotage with good PR, because perfect never comes. And while you're waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, the perfect version of yourself, life is moving without you. The person who posts the imperfect video grows. The person waiting to be ready stays stuck. Perfectionism isn't about quality. It's about control. If I never put it out there, I can never be rejected. If I never launch, I can never fail publicly. Your standards aren't the problem. Your fear is. Number 3, fear of success, not failure. This one is the one nobody talks about, and it is everywhere. Most people assume self-sabotage is about being afraid to fail. But research shows that for a huge number of people, the real fear is actually success itself. Think about it. Success means visibility. People watching you, expecting things from you, judging you. Success means change, leaving behind the version of yourself and sometimes the people that you've known your whole life. Success means pressure. Now I have to maintain this. Now I have to keep going. What if I can't? So right at the finish line, right when things are finally working, something in you pulls back, creates chaos, picks a fight, disappears, because some part of you is more comfortable with almost than with actually. And the word for that? It's called identity threat. Your brain's self-preservation instinct kicks in because becoming someone new means letting go of someone familiar, even if that familiar version of you was smaller than you deserve to be. Number 4, imposter syndrome. Around 70% of people, at some point in their lives, feel like a fraud, like they somehow fooled everyone around them. Like any day now, someone's going to figure out they don't actually belong here. Michelle Obama has talked about it. Maya Angelou fell to her entire career. And what does imposter syndrome make you do? You turn down opportunities you're qualified for. You downplay your achievements. You don't charge what you're worth. You stay quiet in rooms where your voice deserves to be heard. You don't sabotage because you lack talent. You sabotage because you don't believe the talent is real. And so you protect yourself before anyone else gets the chance to expose you. Here's what's happening inside your brain when all of this plays out. Your brain has a threat detection system, the amygdala, that fires anytime it senses danger. And here's the problem. It cannot tell the difference between a lion and a promotion. To your amygdala, being seen, being judged, changing your identity, losing control, these all register as threats. Real, physical threats that need to be escaped. And when that alarm goes off, it hijacks your prefrontal cortex, the rational, goal-oriented part of your brain, the part that knows better, the part that knows this opportunity is good for you. The amygdala overrides it, and suddenly you're procrastinating, self-medicating, starting arguments, making impulsive decisions, not because you're irrational, but because your brain is doing exactly what it was designed to do. Protect you, even from yourself. And here's the piece that locks this all in place. Every time you avoid the thing that scares you, your brain gets a small hit of relief. And it learns avoidance works. So the next time, the pull to avoid is even stronger. And the cycle gets tighter. This is why you can know, intellectually, that you're self-sabotaging and still not be able to stop it. Because this isn't a logic problem. This is a wiring problem. So what do you actually do? I'm not going to tell you to believe in yourself more. That's not how the brain works, and you know it. Here's what actually moves the needle. Step 1. Name what's happening out loud. Self-sabotage lives in the dark. The moment you name it, you take power away from it. When you notice yourself pulling back, procrastinating, creating drama, say it out loud or write it down. I am self-sabotaging right now. I am afraid of what happens if this works. That single act of labeling activates your prefrontal cortex. It literally reduces the amygdala's grip on your behavior. You go from being run by fear to observing it. And that gap, that tiny gap between trigger and response, is where your freedom lives. Step 2. Separate the fear from the fact. Your brain is telling you a story, and it sounds like truth because it's been playing on repeat for years. I'm not good enough. People like me don't get this. If I fail, everyone will know I was a fraud. Write the fear down, then ask, is this a fact? Or is this a feeling my nervous system learned a long time ago? Most of the time, the answer is obvious once you look at it on paper. The fear sounds enormous in your head. On paper, it looks like what it is, an old story trying to run a new life. Step 3. Lower the stakes, raise the reps. One of the biggest mistakes people make is trying to overcome self-sabotage through one big, brave moment. One massive leap. One transformation. That's not how brains rewire. Your brain changes through repetition. Small, consistent actions that prove, over and over, that it is safe to move forward. That trying doesn't destroy you. That success doesn't have to be terrifying. Post the imperfect video. Send the unpolished email. Start the business with a messy website. Not because it has to be perfect, because every time you act despite the fear, you write a new rule into your nervous system. I tried, and I survived, and things got better. Step 4. Get honest about who you're surrounding yourself with. Self-sabotage doesn't always come from inside. Sometimes you're sabotaging yourself because somewhere in your life, staying small keeps the peace. Staying stuck means you don't outgrow the people around you. Staying in your lane means nobody gets threatened. If success means losing people, that is a real fear, and it deserves to be looked at directly. But here's what I know. The right people in your life want you to win. And the people who need you to stay stuck, that tells you everything you need to know about whether they belong in your corner. I want to leave you with this. You are not your patterns. The procrastination, the perfectionism, the pulling back right when things get good, none of that is who you are. It's what you learned. It's what kept you safe when safe was all you had. But you're not that person anymore. And the part of you that keeps watching videos like this, keeps looking for answers, keeps asking why. That's the part of you that knows you're capable of more. You don't need to fix everything at once. You just need to catch yourself one moment earlier than you did yesterday. Name the fear one time before it makes the decision for you. That's how it breaks. Not in one dramatic moment, in 100 small ones. If this hits something real for you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Because I guarantee you know at least one person who's been getting in their own way and has no idea why. Subscribe if you want more of this. This is the kind of content I make. The real stuff, the deep stuff, the things that actually change how you see yourself. I'll see you in the next one.